Leadership is about navigating uncertainty, making tough decisions with limited information. Critical thinking is a leader's most valuable tool. It's about thinking clearly and rationally. Imagine a captain navigating a ship through a storm. They analyze the weather and make calculated decisions. Effective leaders piece together information and draw logical conclusions. Analysis is the first step in critical thinking. It requires you break down complex information into smaller, more manageable parts. Like a detective examining a crime scene, you need to dissect information to understand its underlying components. For example, imagine a company facing declining sales. You're using critical thinking. You wouldn't panic. You would analyze the situation. You would gather data on sales figures, market trends, and customer feedback. Then, by breaking down the problem into smaller pieces, you can identify the root causes of the decline. You can then develop targeted solutions based on evidence, not assumptions. Analysis provides clarity. It helps you separate the signal from the noise, focusing on the most relevant information. This clarity is essential for effective decision-making. Interpretation is about assigning meaning to information. It's not enough to simply gather data. You need to understand what it means. This involves considering different perspectives, identifying patterns, and drawing connections between seemingly disparate pieces of information. Think of an archaeologist piecing together ancient artifacts. Each artifact on its own might tell a limited story, but when interpreted together, they reveal a richer understanding of the past. As a leader, you face a similar challenge. You must interpret data from various sources, often with conflicting viewpoints. You need to identify biases, weigh different perspectives, and extract meaningful insights. Effective interpretation requires asking critical questions. What does this data tell me? What are the potential implications? Are there alternative explanations? By asking these questions, you can move beyond surface-level understanding to uncover deeper meaning. You have to constantly evaluate, separating fact from fiction. In the age of information overload, evaluating information is paramount. You face data, opinions, and claims. Unfortunately, much is inaccurate or misleading. Evaluation separates fact from fiction, judging credibility and relevance. Like a judge, you must evaluate credibility, consider biases, and weigh evidence. You should ask, is this information reliable? Rigorous evaluation helps you avoid decisions based on misinformation. You have to connect the dots. Inference is about drawing logical conclusions based on the available evidence. It's about you connecting the dots, identifying patterns, and making predictions about future outcomes. To be an effective leader, skilled at making inferences, you have to use your knowledge and experience to anticipate challenges and opportunities. Think of a doctor diagnosing a patient. They gather information about symptoms, medical history, and test results. Based on this evidence, they make inferences about the patient's condition and develop a treatment plan. Leaders operate in a similar way. They must constantly analyze information, identify trends, and make inferences about the implications for their organization. They need to ask themselves, what are the potential consequences of this decision? What are the likely outcomes based on current trends? By making sound inferences, you can anticipate challenges and seize opportunities. You can make proactive decisions that position your team or organization for success in a rapidly changing world. Simplify things by making the complex clear. Explanation is about communicating your reasoning clearly and effectively. It's not enough to simply have good ideas. You need to articulate your thought process, justify your decisions, and persuade others to follow your lead. Imagine a scientist presenting their research findings. They need to explain their methods, present their data, and communicate their conclusions in a way that is clear, concise, and compelling. You face a similar challenge. You need to communicate your vision, explain your strategies, and inspire your team to action. This requires clear, concise, and persuasive communication. Effective explanation involves you using evidence to support your claims, anticipating counter-arguments, and tailoring your message to your audience. By mastering the art of explanation, you can build consensus, foster trust, and drive organizational alignment. You also need to self-regulate. Self-regulation is the cornerstone of critical thinking. Reflect on your thought processes, identify biases, and seek new information. Critical thinkers are lifelong learners, always improving their understanding. Like athletes analyzing game footage to improve performance. You should reflect on decisions and seek diverse perspectives. Self-regulation is ongoing, requiring humility and continuous learning.